You surprised by this?
I guess I shouldn't be, Skip, because we see they only had 4 receivers active, I think, on Sunday. Ted Ginn Jr., who's their speed guy, to take the top off. He's on IR. He could come back at a later point this season. But this offense is about precision, about timing, and that's not what Dez is really known for. Now, Sean Payton and Drew Brees will not be pressured into, calling plays or throwing him the football, force-feeding him the football. So I guess that's a good thing. But this doesn't make sense. Now, he's not the only receiver. Also, they're bringing in Brandon Marshall, who was recently released by the Seattle Seahawks. They're also bringing in a former Baltimore Raven. But I'm surprised at Dez because I wouldn't think that this is a good fit or a natural fit for him or the Saints. But when you're thin, you kick the tires of a lot of cars, and hopefully one is drivable and you can get some use out of it.
So when I sit back and look at what the Saints have accomplished, it is shocking to me that they are so thin at receiver that it just goes Michael Thomas dominating the league, and then Kamara, Michael Thomas got 70, and then Kamara's got 51 catches, and then it drops all the way to Benjamin Watson at 26, and that Traquan Smith is their third-round pick, the rookie out of UCF, is got 12 catches, so he hasn't been much of a factor. And that's the whole roster, and they are second in points scored in the NFL. Is that not a tribute to Drew Brees?
It's unbelievable.
It's just unbelievable. So, again, to your point about fits, how can Dez – he still believes he's Dez Bryant.
Right.
And trust me, Brandon Marshall will still believe he's Brandon Marshall. And that Kamar Aiken, I like him okay. He had almost 1,000 yards one year from Baltimore in 2015.
Yes.
So, again, he doesn't think he's Dez Bryant. Right. So it would seem to me like he would be the best fit as a guy who could just be a cog in the system. Like he wouldn't bring a bunch of ego or no baggage or anything.
But it's surprising to me, Skip, because if you look at these teams that these guys are coming for, let's just take Dez Bryant. Offensively, they struggle. And you can bring this guy in. Seattle, it's not like they got a juggernaut offensively and they're just letting guys willy-nilly go.
Yep.
And so you're going to bring him into the number 2 offense in all of football and like what? It's not like, Russell Wilson is still, he's an unbelievable quarterback.
Yep.
Is he Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees? No. But he's a very good quarterback if he's proven commodity. And like I said, and Brandon didn't get it done there.
He didn't.
It just strikes me as a guy, because I look at both of these guys are very similar. They're big body guys. They live in the back shoulder, jump ball realm. Brandon used to could run routes, but as he's gotten older, injuries taking his toll, and he doesn't run like he once did. Dez hadn't never been known as a route runner, and hadn't run really well in a very, very long time. It just, the fit doesn't seem there for me, but, Sean Payton and Drew Brees might can squeeze something out of these guys.
Maybe. To me, I never underestimate what Sean Payton might do in the way of a splash move, because he loves to say, watch this, NFL. Right. If you've rejected him, I'll make something out of him. Right. Because he likes to put on a show, and Dez brings star power and presence. I think it's ancient star power, because last year he just was a shell of himself.
But I'll tell you what he won't allow. You remember what happened on the opening night with Adrian Peterson?
Do I?
He looked at Sean Payton, and what happened the next week?
Stared daggers at him.
He was in Arizona.
He was.
So what's going to happen when Dez Bryant take his helmet off or do this? I was open. Where are you going to be?
As soon as he's in Drew Brees' ear, you got to throw it to me. Drew will be like, well, you got to go over there and sit down.
Yeah, right? Take that up with Sean.
Yeah, well.
Like, why are you out of the game? He said, Drew told me to come over here and talk to you about it. I want the ball. Nah.
They got to do something because they need one more receiver.
Yeah, I mean, you can't continuously go in the game with 4 wide receivers. Yeah. Because eventually that's going to catch up with you. You like to go into the game with 5 and have a guy that can play multiple positions. So if one gets nicked, he can go in, he can fill in. You throw receivers, man. You tempt and fate.
Well, the truth is they go into games with 2 wide receivers, right? With Michael Thomas and what? Traquan Smith? No, seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. How do you get away with that?
Well, you knock on wood that nobody's got nicked and had to come out. I mean, you and Ted Ginn. So basically, since they've been down Ginn Jr., they've been basically going with 4 wide receivers.
Yeah, and they've become balanced for the first time in a long time, and they're pretty 50-50 run pass. That's the way they've been winning football games, and that will continue, but you still need some other threat. So at some point, the league is going to say, this is how we stop Michael Thomas. Do we have to put 3 guys on him?
Right.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah, I'm not letting him beat me.
Yeah.
The guys that you mentioned, those other guys, they're going to have to show
How many times did Michael Thomas have Marcus Peters in single coverage?
Yeah. No, that shouldn't happen.
Well, that's what
I'm doubling him.
Yeah.
He's not getting 12 balls. He might get 12 balls, but you're going to throw 30 at him.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to throw 15 passes at him and he going to catch 12 of them. If he does, I need 2 new corners.
Yeah.
Or it's corner or safety, because I'm cutting you guys. If I have him double and he catch 12 passes, or I'm cutting both of you. You're not going back with me.
I still say Alvin Kamara is more wide receiver than running back. And he can run the football.
He's slippery.
Boy, he can catch it like crazy. He can run precise, quick cut routes where he looks like a wideout.
Now you understand why St. Nick got that stinker. When he had Yeldon, and he had Derrick Henry, and he had Drake. All them guys down there at the same time.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't. And he got old TT down there throwing that thing. Oh, Tua Tagovailoa.
You know what? I think he made a big mistake letting Alvin go to Tennessee.
How?
That was a big mistake.
Derrick Henry won the Heisman. You remember who was that, Drake, that ran the kickoff back against Clemson?
He did.
I mean, how you argue with Nick Saban? Anything that he does.
Well, he gives up 40 a lot.
And again, that defense is back where it's supposed to be at top.
Well, here we go. Michigan's coming.
Michigan, but they better worry about Ohio State. Worry about Urban.
They got a lot to worry about.
We do.
They better worry about Rutgers and Indiana.
Oh, stop it, Skip.
Yeah,
Rutgers.
They got a lot of work to do.
And everybody talking about where Alabama doesn't play anybody. Rutgers. Oh, we talking about Rutgers. Nebraska.
Yeah, but Rutgers and Ohio State are different.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what about Georgia? Is Georgia any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Arkansas? Vanderbilt crushed Arkansas on Saturday.
Really? Iowa State, Rutgers. Well, we talking about them? Nebraska. Nebraska, really?
Nebraska.
Didn't Wisconsin just lose to Northwest? Hold on. Did Wisconsin just lose?
Ohio State was in danger of losing at Nebraska.
Yeah.
No, that was at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just hung 29. Alabama just hung 29 on LSU, who thumped Georgia.
Interesting.
Y'all don't want to see us. On TG, I told you that.
Us?
I told you.
How did you get to be an
us?
40 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Really?
And the 2018 Heisman Trophy goes to University of Alabama's Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, no, I was thinking it was Kyler Murray. But
you won't bet nothing. Put some dew on it.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You want some dew on it too?
But we got a long ways to go.
I don't know if I want dew. We'll
what you mean we got a long way to skip?
Long way to go.
It's over.
It's over?
It's O-B-A, capital.
You know what?
Over.
The bottom line to this, Alabama is playing the weakest contender schedule in the history of college football. It is.
Why you do this? We're going to have to see Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Sorry.
We done beat LSU. All these ranked teams we done blew the nose off of. Hold on. All we can do is play who's on the schedule. That's what y'all tell us.
Wait until Michigan pops up on the schedule in the semifinal, then we'll see.